Bo Nix and the Broncos were great. It felt like their record was much better than the actual team was, with all of the one-score wins against bad teams, but can't deny the success they had over the course of the year. And Jacksonville,
I literally just finished recording an entire video about the Denver Broncos, my belief in them, and a lengthy rant about how they're perceived nationally. It's a great video, genuinely, and I hope you'll check it out. Then I'm scrolling through content, looking for other clips to work with, and I see this. I hadn't even heard what was said yet, just saw the title card or whatever, and there it is. Broncos at 2%. This is exactly what I spent 20 minutes discussing. Now I've actually heard Danny's explanation for why they're at 2%, and I'm just sitting here trying to process it. The reasoning seems to be something like, can't deny what they did, but their record was a little something something. Let me get this straight. They reached the AFC Championship game. For all practical purposes, they should have been in the Super Bowl. They practically got there while playing with their backup quarterback in a bizarre blizzard situation that I still can't fully comprehend. They took down Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. But there's concern about close games against bad teams? What are we even doing here? What is this conversation? Let me follow this logic to its conclusion. Apparently, it's more impressive when the Los Angeles Rams lose to inferior teams, but when the Broncos beat those same types of teams, even in one-score games, that somehow diminishes their accomplishments. Because I guess they didn't blow out enough random bad teams. That's the framework we're operating with now. That makes perfect sense. Totally logical. According to this thinking, the Broncos have the same Super Bowl chances as the Minnesota Vikings, the Houston Texans, the New England Patriots. Well, obviously, it's a percentage point difference. 2% versus 3% is essentially negligible. Some would call it a 1% difference. Then you have the Philadelphia Eagles at whatever percentage, and above them you elevate the 49ers, the Lions, the Packers. Who beat the Packers last year? Was that the Broncos? No, wait, that was the Chiefs. Who beat the Chiefs last year? Was that the Broncos? Yeah, actually it was. I mean, think about that for a second. They beat the defending champions. They beat them. But apparently that doesn't move the needle. This is just crazy. It really is. I really hope you watch that other Broncos video because the timing of this is almost comical. During the off-season, especially in March, there's only so much content to work with. The volume ebbs and flows. You have to be strategic about how many videos you can produce over a weekend, especially now when it feels like everyone's on vacation. Nick Wright isn't even here. I'm pretty sure Colin is going to be out all next week. So you're working with limited material, waiting for things to actually happen. How many times can you say the same thing? I think it's good the Raiders kept Max Crosby. You can only share that perspective so many times before it becomes repetitive. With a limited pool of topics, you have choices. You can either focus on the 5 teams everyone always talks about, churn out 2 Eagles videos on Saturday and 2 Chiefs videos on Sunday, plus some Bills content, or you can talk about other franchises. When I'm making 10 or 12 videos, I try to cover 12 different teams. I mix and match because I want to discuss what's most interesting, what feels most relevant. I'm not going to randomly produce a Buccaneers video just for the sake of filling time. I try to identify what genuinely interests me and hopefully what interests you. So here I am. I literally just recorded a Broncos video with a whole tangent about their perception. Again, I think it's great. Please watch it. Then I come across this Danny clip, and I think to myself, I'm not going to make another Broncos video right now, am I? But then I see 2% and I realize this is perfect. This is exactly what I just spent 20 minutes discussing. Then I actually hear his explanation in real time. And I'm just sitting here thinking, what are you talking about? What are you even saying right now? I could understand the skepticism if the Broncos had gotten rolled in the playoffs. If they had looked completely uncompetitive against Buffalo, I could at least comprehend the doubt. But that's not what happened. They won. They beat Josh Allen. They advanced. And look, I always try to be as fair as possible when analyzing other people's takes. Danny has the Patriots at 3%, and they literally went to the Super Bowl. Fine. Okay. He has the Jaguars, who I think will be better than 2% for sure. So, all right. And it's perfectly reasonable to have teams like the Rams and Seahawks up there. That's not the issue. The issue is the disrespect directed specifically at the Denver Broncos. It's so funny because in that other video, I talked about how I was considering deleting this graphic. I keep using this image I've shown repeatedly. I thought, I'm not going to keep displaying the same visual again and again. But then I decided to save it, because I knew there would be more takes about the Broncos and Bo Nix throughout the offseason. And here we are. This is a team that reached the AFC Championship. This is a team that, quite frankly, could have made the Super Bowl and, dare I say, maybe even won it. I know that sounds crazy to even utter those words. They're led by a quarterback entering his third year who has already accomplished an insane amount, with every reason to believe he'll continue improving. They've made concrete coaching changes that should benefit not only Nix, but the entire offense. All signs point to growth. And we think that team only deserves 2%? 2%? Wait, what? I swear I'm not just trying to endlessly promote my other video. But if you want to watch it, by all means, please do. The point is that this maps perfectly onto everything I discussed in real time. There will obviously be a time gap between when you're watching this and when that other video went up. But in my reality, I recorded those two videos back to back. I did a Broncos video, then a 49ers video, and now another Broncos video. That 49ers video was about 14 minutes, so it was maybe 15 or 16 minutes ago that I finished that whole long Broncos rant. The timing is just perfect. It's literally exactly what I was talking about. You might think I staged this out of order, but I really didn't. This is genuinely how it unfolded. Wow. I love it, though. I continue to love it. I don't want to step on the toes of that other video because now this feels especially repetitive since I just recorded it. But I'm going to end this one sooner rather than later. What still irks me is this underlying sense that everyone seems to agree the Broncos weren't really that good. They won the most games in the AFC. They were the #1 seed, first round bye, home field advantage. They had an insane game against Buffalo and won. But apparently we can all agree they weren't really that good. Therefore, what does this mean? Essentially, any team that's actually relevant, not the Jets who no one is discussing as Super Bowl contenders, any team with actual potential, the Broncos are at the bottom of that list. When you look at Danny's rankings, it's essentially a list of which teams we believe can do anything remotely competent next year. Denver sits at the bottom of that group. And I have to ask, what have these other teams done? Whether in the past or this offseason, why do they receive either the benefit of the doubt for their shortcomings last season or confidence that they'll take a step forward in ways the Broncos don't deserve? If you think the Packers will improve, or the Bears, or the Lions, why are they owed that confidence? Why are they offered that benefit while Denver isn't? I understand having faith in teams like the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bills. Those franchises have earned enormous benefit of the doubt. Year after year, until proven otherwise, you trust them. Even when the Chiefs have a down year or the Ravens face questions, you still recognize their consistency is clearly superior to teams like the New York Giants or Dallas Cowboys. That makes sense. I genuinely understand that. I can even have insane belief in a team like the Bears or Packers. I could argue the Bears should be at 15%. That could be my take, though I'm not saying it is. But I still don't understand why they get offered this confidence, especially following Danny's logic where the Bears are at 5% and the Packers at 2%. That's where the logic breaks down. In another video I made today, a Chargers video I think, I went on a whole rant about logical consistency and how we apply frameworks across different teams. And now here we are with another example, 2%. Essentially that means the Broncos have the 16th best chances to win the Super Bowl according to Danny. That's missing the playoffs. That's what that implies. I can't wait. Oh man, I can't wait. Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree, let's generate some discussion, maybe some healthy debate. But ultimately, let's keep it enjoyable. Please consider subscribing if you appreciate this content. We're building a community that I hope feels genuinely connected and invested. Your participation matters enormously. Remember to like this video as it supports visibility and algorithmic reach. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next discussion.